What's up, you guys? It's Layla Lynn, and I'm back with a new video. And in this video, I want to talk about the fact that we can now see why Dr. Simone Whitmore wanted to divorce Cecil. We see now why she wanted a divorce. At the time, it looked like it was just over him bringing Tammy, a woman named Tammy, into her home. But now we see it's more so that he brought another woman into the home because it's almost like she is the mother, he is a child, so he brought his girlfriend home. That's what it looks like at this point. So we're going to get into what people are saying on social media regarding Dr. Simone Whitmore and the conversation she had with her sons, her youngest son in particular, who seems to have kind of like picked up after his dad, who seems to lean on the mom. And this is my thing. First of all, make sure if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. If you're not familiar with me, I am Layla Lynn. I cover celebrity news, nostalgia, The Real Housewives, and Married to Medicine. Married to Medicine is one of my favorite franchises because the women are professional. I love, love, love that they're women doctors. I love that. Women doctors and nurses. I love that. But even Brandy on the show, she's a nurse, but I think she's like a doctor nurse. But in any case, I want to talk about Dr. Simone. I feel like this is what happens sometimes when you focus on first your academics and then your career. As a woman, when you do that, sometimes you can attract like users. And this is not to shade anybody. I'm not making this video to shade Cecil or anything like that. But sometimes when you're an outstanding woman, you may attract outstanding men, but you also may attract users. And sometimes users, it's like a subconscious thing. Like, I don't think Cecil intentionally set out to use Dr. Simone, but it's a subconscious thing where it seems like that whole household leans on Dr. Simone. She's the head of household, but then when she puts her foot down, she's not allowed to be the head of household because she doesn't have that support system in Cecil. So we're going to get into what people are saying about it on social media, because if you watch the episode, you know that her youngest son, he really tried it. Not only did he want her to pay for his law school, but he also wanted her to buy him a new car because he's tired of looking at his Jeep. Now, me growing up the way I grew up, it's so hard for me to even fathom that. For my parents to buy me a car and me to say, I'm so tired of looking at it, I can't fathom it. But I know they grew up differently. They grew up entitled. But at the same time, at a certain point in time, like real life has to come into play. And it seems like Dr. Simone, being that she pays for everything, she shields them from real life, which is not good, especially for young people. It's not good to shield them from real life. But I want to get into the social media reactions to what we saw. And we're going to get into Dr. Simone and her son. They did a live and they explained the whole situation. So shout out to Erica. First of all, if y'all don't know Erica De Niro TV, she tweeted, Simone did all that yelling and still bought his ass a Tesla. Yes, Simone bought the car. Simone bought the car because Simone caves to pressure. What we've seen on television, when she wanted to divorce Cecil and the entire cast kind of like surrounded her, was like, no, y'all can still salvage this. You can still save it. She caved in. And now it seems like her family has kind of like surrounded her and told her, you know, we could save this. You could do it. She caved in. She bought him a Tesla. Someone else tweeted, y'all should have let Simone divorce that man when she had the chance the first time. And mind you, she still has a chance. Contessa sitting there regurgitating male-centered rhetoric on being single is why her and Simone are miserable in their marriages, and low-key, high-key, why they envy Quad. You can tell, even when Quad was married, you can tell Quad is the type of person that prioritizes herself. At the end of the day, not at every moment, but you can tell at the end of the day, she prioritizes herself. And some of the other women on the cast also do that, but some don't. And Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone, the two like workhorses on the cast, don't do that, in my opinion. Someone else tweeted, 60K on a credit card from a spoiled kid and have the nerve to talk bank. Then Cecil jump in to support his leeching son. Simone is right to crash out. This is why Simone is always yelling. Simone is not heard. And so that's why Simone is always yelling. It's like an internal thing, like something going on in her home where she's trying to be heard. She's not being heard at home. So now she's always yelling. And if you notice, when she talks to the ladies, she's always getting up in their faces because she's not being heard at home. Mama Dot said, I grew up in a black household. So when Michael told Dr. Simone he was done with the conversation, I ducked. instinctively. I would never speak to my mama like that. I would never even think to tell my mom, I'm done with this conversation. After he served her that food in them pans that had not even been washed, still had stickers in them, he got up and said, I'm done with this conversation. And even before that, he said, don't tell me something that's going to make me feed your food to the dogs. That was so disrespectful. I don't care what white people are doing because he brought up white people and how white people spoil their kids. I don't care what white people are doing. To me, white people are not the litmus test, and I feel like a lot of people use them as a litmus test, and it's just it's the wrong path to go down. If you're using white people as a litmus test, you need to grow up. But this is what they said. I want to get into their opponent where they address this.
Everyone's argued or had a disagreement with their mother. One, what our disagreement about happens to be different because that's going to pertain to our family. One. Two, we happen to be on a reality TV show for you all to watch and feel obligated to give your opinion.
We had a real moment on national TV.
And that was a genuine and something me and my mom talked about. After that moment, me and my mom probably didn't talk for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That was a genuine argument that we hadn't had before. And it happens. That's life. That's our family. I love my mom. We were just in New York having a blast.
Who paid for that trip? Who paid for that New York trip? That's like, really saying I was just in New York spending her money. That's how I receive it.
Having a blast. That me and her, we're just in New York having a blast. So and we got, so everybody say what up to Miles. Miles kind of ducked in there in a heated hot. That's how it works. We all have our relationships with each other, and it makes our family go. So what y'all see, it don't matter, bro. We know what we got going on. Law school, we gonna get it figured out. In case y'all are wondering, I don't drive a Jeep anymore. I drive a Tesla. So bad.
And he had the nerve. I don't know if y'all saw that he did it quickly, but he had the nerve to stick up his middle finger, talking about bow. And it's like, you didn't buy it. You can't brag on stuff you didn't buy. If your mother bought it, you cannot brag on that. It doesn't work that way in the real world. And I feel like they are sheltered. Her children are sheltered from the real world because she is the type of person that depends on her output, which a lot of people were raised that way, especially like in my opinion in the 70s and 80s. Like a lot of women were raised to where what you put out, like your career, what you're able to give to a man is your value. And really, it's much more to life than what you're able to give to a man or your family. Like, what about you? What can you give yourself?
Don't do that.
No, see, now you done stirred up some shit. Now,
don't do that.
My bad.
Now,
but we good though. That's the moral. That's the moral. We are good, and we are a passionate family. So when y'all see us rah go back and forth, those two people
sometimes I feel like people mix up passion for like we argue a lot. Saying we're a passionate family is kind of like we're a family that argues a lot. That's what it really is.
Rah-rah. We've been rah-rah for your entire life. We gonna be rah-rah. We that rah-rah family.
And that's what it is. On my screen, she's above me and he's on the right. They're passionate people. So they go back and forth, but they're strong-willed and they're smart. So that's why the back and forth gets animated. It gets a lot. But we good, bro. That's it. Let's get up out of this shit.
It only sounds like he's saying we good because he got what he wanted. And it's very childish. Saying we good because you got what you wanted. You got your Tesla, law school, you're figuring out or what have you. That's why you feel like you're good because you got what you wanted. But you're not really good, in my opinion. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't spoil their children, but I feel like when it comes to adults, like young adults, you have to start changing the way you raise your kids versus the way you raise your young adults should be different. And that's not to say they have to struggle. But I feel like this, if you want an investment from me, like for my kids, if they, I do plan to pay for their college, but if they want to go to graduate school, they have to have some type of scholarship too. Like show me that other people are willing to invest in you. Because I personally feel like his endeavor to go to law school is an endeavor to extend being on his mother's credit card. I don't feel like he is an ambitious person. I don't. He would have to show me.
man.
All right, we're going to get ready to call it a night. Thanks, everybody who joined. Thanks, everybody who watched tonight. If you missed it tonight, catch it tomorrow night, Monday.
Oh, you got to watch it on Peacock. It's better. Actually, it's better on Peacock because it's the uncut version. When I cuss Simone out, it's going to be on the Peacock version tomorrow.
Now, this is the thing. He's talking about he cussed Simone out on the Peacock version. But, I mean, can you afford to cuss her out? If she the one paying the bills, his son implied that his mom makes money. When she asked him how you're going to finance your law school career, he was like, I have a mom that makes good money. He didn't say parents. And y'all know kids will tell it. He didn't say I have parents that make good money. He said I have a mom that makes good money. So I feel like with Cecil, Cecil is a very passive person. And there are certain people where their nature is to be passive, especially if somebody's taking care of them, they will be passive. And I feel like Cecil is that type of person. So I don't know why he's talking about cussing out Simone, because Simone is on the edge. She just told us she doesn't want to be married anymore. And I wouldn't be surprised if she got divorced, because I feel like she needs some time to breathe. I feel like Dr. Simone Whitmore needs some time to just be Simone and breathe. And whether that brings her back to her marriage or not, you know, is up to her. But I feel like she needs time to breathe, because at this point, all we've seen her do is work, you know? And it's almost as if she gets into arguments with the other women, like her whole situation with Quad. I really feel like it has to do with the fact that she sees that Quad focuses on herself, and Simone has been trained not to focus on herself. She's been trained to focus on what she can do, like what she can give to the world, what she can give to her patients, what she can give to her family, but not what she can give to herself. And Quad is all about what can she give to herself? What house can she buy? What car can she buy? What clothes can she buy? And I feel like that's where they clash. I'm going to do a separate video about Dr. Contessa. I feel like on Married to Medicine, aren't we seeing, y'all leave a comment, aren't we seeing so many of the women start to almost become like male-centered? Like Dr. Simone is headed in that direction. Like the only way she can keep her marriage together is to become male-centered. She's surrounded by men. And then Dr. Jackie is starting to put it like Toya sat on her husband's lap, which is not what's happened. That's not what happened. So it's like she's becoming male-centered, which I think she already was. And then we're starting to see Contessa. That's what the person mentioned in the tweet. Contessa and her rhetoric regarding people. She was saying at her birthday party, people are so worried about gender roles and things like that, and who paid for the party, who threw the party, and things like that. She's starting to give that male-centered rhetoric. And my problem with that, even when I talk about femininity and stuff like that, as a woman, like you should never lose your feminine qualities. But at the same time, you have to acknowledge that a man can't do what you do. Like men and women are just not the same. Like you have that creativity, you have the power to create in you, and a man just doesn't have it. Men and women are different. We're both the human species, but we are different, and we're able to do things men can't do. And if we don't allow them to do what they can do and we start taking on their role, then it's like we're doing everything, right? Leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. As always, thanks for watching. I also want to say this, whenever I use a green screen, I become distorted. It distorts part of my body. It distorts my hands. It distorts my eyes. So do not worry about my health. If you see me looking distorted when I have a green screen, don't leave comments about my health. I'm fine. It's only distorted because I have a green screen. Now, if you made it this far to the end of the video, then I think you like my content. So make sure you subscribe and check out my channel. I have over 1,000 videos on my channel. Check out my playlists and my podcasts, and I assure you, you will like more of my content.